Hey there, Michael André Ford in Texas, your American Angel Intuitive, but I actually almost step out of the way. I help every one of you have a direct experience that's full on hearing, feeling, seeing, even using the old schnoggin. All of this stuff is completely impossible. I've been doing it maybe 12, 13 years. I'm also off the hook because this is about a direct experience for each individual, whatever you allow for. There's some really, tough-minded folks, and that's what that's about is it's not about the mind. You can be as tough as you want, but you have to be here to take any steps. It's a little bit like athletics or staying loose. If you're tight in the brain, you've had a hard week, your golf shot, your golf score is going to be horrendous, or like anything else. Even a recipe that you make that you love to make for other folks, if you're somewhere else, if you're absent-minded or up in the mind, probably not going to turn out that well. So what am I talking about with all this? You can have any answer to any question in life: career, health, relationships, direct answers. You can ask follow-up questions. You can say, tell me more. You need your next book idea. You're a business person. I think you know your business model. You know your career, your stages, what you'd like to maybe do next. You can explore it. Who are you talking to? Not me. I stay out of your questions and your answers altogether. Um, you can have any answers to any questions, any topics, just about. If it's about your neighbor's business, you'll get told to move on. All languages are spoken. I only speak some French and English, obviously. Um, all dialects, lots of humor, and everything is said the way each person's personality needs to hear it, so you get excited. Where to go on vacation should be the number one question. In this economy, how to pay for it, probably be the follow-up question. So look, that is something I've been telling people for 13 years. And it's not crickets chirping. I've helped thousands of folks. And maybe if I was in India, I'd have a line 20 kilometers long to help folks. But that alone should be enough for scientists to want to get their answers, for athletes to want to get help if they're in a slump, or to wonder what's next, or should they train hard today? Should they back off? This is the universe. The universe has got a form of knowing and an availability that dwarfs anything that humans have in terms of knowing, with a lot of words and language and stuff like that. Our knowing is based on precluding possibility. The universe is so big, it's unlimited possibility, no limits. Okay, so what am I talking about again? Let's back up. There are unconditional love figures that are in and around you, with you 24/7. You don't have to be religious to appreciate this. If you are, great. But even if you're religious, you're probably in one of those 40,000 groupings or religions or cultural practices that go a certain way. And yet there's other practices out there. This tends to span all those practices. It's unconditional love and above. So if you happen to like Hindi figures, Vishnu, Krishna, Ganesh, Lakshmi, Rama, Divine Mother, the tiger that the Divine Mother rides on, Sri Shirdi Sai Baba, Sri Kaleshwar, fantastic. And there's still like another dozen figures: Kali, Shakti, Durga, Gandhi, Mother Teresa, and so on. If you're Catholic, we're talking God, Mary, Jesus, Gabriel, and Michael. I think I'm getting this right. If you love Native American figures, it's Dole for Richard Geronimo automatically. They're awesome. Unconditional love, spirit guides, kind of treetop level, can help you navigate from point A to B on anything. You just have to be willing to listen. What does that mean? It means getting out of your brain what you know in the moment, what you think you know, to just be in your heart and do basic listening. You've done it at least twice in the last week. Most of us have, and I've got endless streams of thought going on. So to do full stop and to watch an actual movie, no devices these days, to read an actual book, 5 chapters in a row without an interruption, to go for a run and not have streams of thought go through your running. There's probably a couple miles in there that you were clear and bonding with the universe, nature, and enjoying the flow state. But these days, the rat race is thinking it's our only block. Thinking something is the only way that you block love itself. And that's all I'm talking about. Love's the fabric of the universe. But there are angels, unconditional love figures that are just here to help. They come in all shapes, sizes, colors. They live within you and around you. From our perspective, they're perfect. Yes, no worries about that. But they're still technically learning from us. And this year, after so many years, there's always a wrench in everything. You think you know something for a second. Wait a second. It's like the weather in Texas. It changed. They're giving their origin stories. So it could be Pleiades, Orion, Andromeda, Lyra, What else? Sirius, if I didn't say that, or Far, Far Out, or Planet Earth. Audrey Hepburn's an angel. You can not just hear, not just get a hug or a touch on the shoulder, not just put your hand out and feel a human hand, not just feel the brush of feathers or just an embrace or warmth. There's a million ways to feel energy, loving energy, unconditional love, consciousness energy, pure awareness, pure light. You can look out your window and you can see. You can see angels. You can see Seneca, Plato, Marcus Aurelius, Socrates. You can see the sock from Peaceful Warrior if you happen to like him. He's an angel. Take that with a grain of salt and keep buying Dan Millman's books. Go to his workshops and retreats. He's fantastic. You can, so Native American figures, Asian figures, East Asian figures. I never pronounce anything correctly, but Lao Tse, Joshu, Buddha, Kuan Yin, a Jin, who's East Asian mysticism, who's unconditional love. He's like the Energizer Bunny meets the Encyclopedia Britannica. It's literally 200 plus figures. So let me see if I can name a few more. Ram Dass, Elvis, Debbie Ford. You can meet your passed over loved ones. You've got to have a conversation with angels about that before you do it. I stay out of it all. It's the same thing with health concerns or questions. You never tell me your health condition. You name it a code name, a fruit name, papaya, banana, and you know what it is. The universe knows what it is, and you do your questions. You do your listening for 1 or 2 seconds. It might sound like your voice. Hello, what do you think your intuition has been this entire time in your life? If you would just slow down, slow your roll in any given day or moment, or specifically with the situation, drama-rama, no drama, just drama. If you would just pump the brakes a little bit on thinking, and I'm not talking a lot, it's unrealistic for me, for anybody else to have thinking go away. It's not in the cards for mankind right now. But a new consciousness is coming in. It just means a little more kindness, gentleness, a little less stress, a little less worry. This is about 7% less thinking a day. And if you flip that pancake, that just means 7% being here more. And what's being here? Breathing, smiling, reading, putting your feet up, being in nature, athletics, petting the dog, going for a walk, walking your dog, shower. I'm not telling you to increase your water bill by taking a shower for 7% of every day. But what I am saying is you can let go this much more. And I think we all get busy in tasks, perceived roles, accomplishments, failures, feeling stuck, trying to get unstuck, trying to do this, trying to do that, action this, action that. The word is from angels, slow down the doing. Americans love running around. And if you're abroad, it's probably about half that. So the point of this is it's not about doing anything. It's not about losing anything or gaining anything. There's nothing to lose and nothing to gain here. It's going to be like a Yoda speech out of a Star Wars movie. You already have everything you could possibly need. You don't need a college education, a high school degree. You don't have to have gotten a PhD. And in fact, 19 PhDs, 19 New York Times bestsellers. I better say Amazon these days, 19 Amazon bestsellers. Being on the international conference circuit for astrophysicists isn't going to help you in the slightest. This is about basic listening, basic feeling, basic seeing. Athletes know this because to perform in any way, whether it's on a gym mat, golf course, tennis court, pickleball, auto racing, you have to be out of here and into here and one with whatever it is you're doing. The soccer ball, Pele, he was one with the soccer ball. Second you're up here, you're blowing it. And you know this because if you think about hugging your dog or going for a walk with your dog or taking your dog to get a bath and you're going to get a hose and do it in the backyard, you're not actually doing any of those activities. Thinking doesn't get much done. In fact, most of your thinking is a complete waste of energy. Your ego, a lot of people like to defend the ego. Yes, it's not going away. Yes, it's here to, quote, protect you and keep you in this plane safe. By plane, I mean dimension or this planet Earth thing. But, ego's unlove. And you're going to do unlove with judging, worrying, fear, rejecting, reacting, resisting, guilt, you name it. I think that's, those 10 or 12 areas represents like 50 areas. There's a huge piano scale in the universe. A lot of negativity, a lot of positivity, a lot of vibrational, one vibration higher than the next. And there's unlimited growth. There's unlimited kindness, compassion, expansion outwards, within, around, outwards. How do I say it? Bigger, more positive, more hyped up, more bigger vibes. And we all dwell in, down here. The second we turn on the news, a workplace issue, drama-rama happens. My situation is, my problem is. But the goal here with this whole pep talk is you're doing unconscious acts all day long, flipping a light switch, turning on a lamp, uh, plugging something in, brushing your teeth, falling asleep at night, shower. Your intellect doesn't like dissect all that stuff. It doesn't worry, are you doing it right? Maybe brushing your teeth, but I don't think so. Did you wake up 2 Tuesdays ago and you were unable to sleep all night? Did the fourth tooth on this side get brushed well enough? The brain, your intellect, your ego, your PhD side, your thinking genius side doesn't care. It lets you off the hook on most stuff, but anything that's considered important, it puts you through the ringer. What did your dad say? What did your child say? What did they say about you at work? What about my bank account? What about my job? Stress this, traffic that. It's all arbitrary. And there's a lot of experts out there, Wayne Dyer and others. You're generating a lot of this stuff. You're generating it all, in fact. There's an energy flow up here. There's an energy flow here. I'm not talking about the human chakras. I'm talking about just whatever you want to call the neck up, intellect, thinking, ego, words, egoic concepts, thought forms. All organizations that are man-made are based on this stuff. All of our knowing, 98% of our knowing is kind of arbitrary, man-made, thought-based. It doesn't mean it's not absolutely necessary if you want to put a rocket ship together and get it out of orbit or get it up into orbit. Yeah, you need science, you need mathematics. But I think you're going to find that universal wisdom is just so far bigger. We're not alone in the universe. You can actually see angels in human form. You pinch them, they might not say ouch. They pinch you, you say ouch. Everybody laughs. Go have a cup of coffee with them or sit on the beach and chat. You can meet and chat with Einstein. You can meet and chat with your relatives. You can meet and chat with, well, you can chat with your pooch, whether you're, I've got a pooch, I've got two pooches around here. If they start barking, I'm bad. One UPS truck, one FedEx, and I'm a goner for this video. But what I'm trying to say is your pooches who are with you today, your cat, they talk like third graders. Your cat might be a 10th grader. If the more you want to slow down and appreciate what consciousness is, more awareness, all the stuff that's down here, possibility, limitlessness, no limits, possibility, I said that, timelessness, you are so much bigger skill-wise across the board. I don't care if you're a gardener at the local nursery. I don't care if you're a taxi cab driver, bus driver. You're like, but I'm this. I don't have a job. I haven't had a job for 10 years. We're all that kid out of college in the basement who hasn't had their first job yet. That kid in the basement has unlimited room for growth and expansion. And that is every single person. Pick anybody from social media. Elon Musk. Sorry, I've lost everybody else. But pick anybody from social media or on the spiritual side. As soon as you know something, you tend to hang a shingle out, you tend to put a book out, you tend to do a workshop, you tend to go on the speaking circuit, you become a New York Times bestseller. But are those people truly curious? Are they, if you're an Aikido artist or jujitsu, or I better pick a different example. I just had a beautiful guest, Leah Suzuki, Aikido sensei, on the Angels Positivity and Love show. You have to check her out. She's a lot of fun. But if you're a certain type of professional athlete, let's say you're a watercolor painter. Do you necessarily want to practice oil, or are you going to stick with watercolor? Most of us stick with watercolor. We stick with what we know. Life doesn't work that way. Life is one giant feast. You're supposed to partake. You're supposed to get experience. And the last thing the human brain, the intellect wants you to do is explore anything, to have more fun, to have more love, to share love, and to be love always. Good luck with that, by the way. You're thinking anything. Just thinking itself is the only block to love. All of us are Ebenezer Scrooge from the beginning of that movie, book, 79 pages long. Dental floss, in many situations, we resist everything, we reject everything, we judge the heck out of everything. I'm easily judged, I'll give it to you. But I got 200 figures that you can listen to. You get direct answers. How fast can you write? Some people like to use all sorts of lingo, orbs for photos of angels. But this is not an orb. That's a fairy named Ginger. This could be said an orb, but that's actually joy in light energy form. Other people like to say, what's that automatic writing thing? I hate all this lingo stuff. You're just listening and you're writing your answers down, and you can have a two-way live conversation. So there's nothing automated about it. You just directly chat. And if you want to have that angel sit across the table from you, I got like a 12-foot long wooden kitchen table here. You want to have Einstein, Mary, Jesus, Muhammad, and Archangel Michael right there, and have a 5-way or 6-way, and Audrey Hepburn 7-way chat. Do it. You want to feel an angel hold your hand as you go for a walk in the park, and you want them in human form. That's going to take a lot of allowing. So let's just park that. But I'm still saying it's possible. And yes, people have done that. So this blows out and blows up the whole concept of spirituality as we currently know it. It's just something that's probably too rogue to say it that way. This is something that most people on planet Earth have yet to embrace. And how do we know any of this is real? Yeah, I've got photos of angels. Yes, they move in the photographs. They're interdimensional pictures, if you want. Light, she'll pulse. New Zealanders, Europeans. There's my guardian angel, not an orb, silhouette. Light waves of energy and water. But you can do this collectively. If you have a twin brother, a brother, a sister, a mom, you're getting along. We put you guys apart. You each get your answers, get your hugs. One hug's worth 100 questions. You're getting your groove on with this. You're like, whoa, I'm feeling it. It's like being on vacation. This feels good. Feels like my birthday party. It feels like last week when I was in the park and the breeze came and I was just open. That's all this is opening, openness, the Buddhist or the Zen thing that all the Zen texts talk about. If you own it separately, you can do it with permission and respectfully and in a sacred, special way. You can joint see, joint hear, joint feel. Geronimo, Audrey Hepburn, angel, Jesus, Mary, the big Mary, blah, blah, blah. So this is direct. It's the actual universe busting through. Spirit animals, yeah. The tiger that the Divine Mother rides on, deity. To me, spirit animals almost isn't strong enough sometimes. The jaguar spirit, super cool. You can feel a wiry, like rough, short hair, tough, versus the tiger is almost like shampooed and cuddly. The tiger is action on everyone's team. If you've ever watched my show, Angels, Positivity, and Love, that's the tiger hanging on the wall. And there are galactic figures as well. So angels have been giving their origin stories. Like she said, she's got a background, way back, serious. Not trying to be too serious here. Charlotte said Orion and blah, blah, blah. But Pleiadians exist, Arcturians, Lyrans. I'm probably skipping a few. I'm probably skipping thousands, actually. But we're not alone in the universe. And the whole concept of chasing crash retrieval bodies, what company is doing what, the Pentagon, this, that's fine. You got to do FOIA requests. I've had a couple of beautiful guests on. Grant Levac out of Australia. Check it out. He keeps just scoring with freedom of information requests. He's down in Australia, but concerning the Australian Defense Department and what's been going on with America and everything else. But that's the thinking game on this. That's the measuring step by step. It's like sports announcing. You're looking at the football field, NFL football, sports announcing and the blow by blow, move by move on the soccer field. We're talking about actually getting down on the soccer field, kicking the soccer ball and kicking it with Jesus, or kicking it with Mary, or kicking it with Buddha, or a Jinn who's super cool, or Elvis, Ram Dass, Nanda Mayama, Sri Kaleshwar, Sai Baba, blah, blah, blah. It's direct, direct, direct. What does direct mean? Direct means when you're getting hugs, if you have the conversation, you have a medical condition, this is up to you. I stay out of it. This is completely up to you. We all know that if you don't ask, you don't get. So you have that conversation. Sometimes people have situations that are written into their storyline and you have to go through it. And the point is you're going to learn something. It's going to expand you. It's just what you signed up for. I don't know how else to say it. It has to be your words, your experience. And other times angels can help and angels can alter your course. Angels can alter your life path too. There are certain people who are never going to meet angels this lifetime, period. Joseph Campbell, you can meet Joe. I don't know if anybody remembers Power of Myth with Bill Moyers, beautiful audio CD set in the Lucas studios before he passed over, but you can meet Joe. He got an A+ for his life path, helping others. That's all this is about, is helping others. You being all you can be and doing your being, shining, touches people, it ripples in ways you'll never realize. So don't try on any of this. Don't even think about it. Don't say you'll start next week. Don't watch a single show. It's the Angels, Positivity, and Love show. I I think we've got episode like 92 or so out this week. So many incredible guests. I mean, I'm just stunned. We're the tiniest show in the world. So please like, subscribe, share this with someone. It's all direct. You can watch most guests. I think we've had two that there was no way, Jose. They're not going to do anything before the show, during the show, or after the show. Not even the sage smoke that I will light in a second and blow through two screens to you. There's a couple guests that I completely forgot to do this and I forgot to do anything else. I'm bad. But before the show, they went nuts and they were seeing angels. They were talking to angels, maybe a light being big. And lately, like I said, galactic figures, yes, been doing it. I think on my latest Mind Body Spirit panel with Britt Elders, Dr. Christian Strang, and Lisa Richmond, who's the current guest right now airing. She's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Wow. Just keep watching her stuff. I can't have her on enough. Get her on. Those three want to do another Mind Body Spirit panel. I'll have her back on. I think it's like January or something. She's coming back on. I'll see if she wants to do an APL Spotlight series. She is plugged in and fun, high energy, boom. There's a lot of people coming into just their authentic being. She's one of them. So big fan. But my point on this is I think they did see collectively both on air and off air before the show and during the show. That doesn't mean you're necessarily seeing something, but you can. So I need you to like park the disbelief, whatever it is, and just don't pass judgment on it. There are people who will see what they're seeing and what's being described. And then find the little videos. I think I got them 5 seconds, 6 seconds. I got one where I'm like this. And I'm like, whoa, and a whoosh went by. It was interdimensional Jesus, but I think in plural. You got to just trust the professor at one of our American universities who said exactly what it was off camera. And I don't think when it's a big name figure, I'm going to hype it at all, but I definitely hype the video. It's usually an angel going by. So South African, who's big on TikTok, Heather went by above her. And I forget who did the South African. For some reason, South Africans are getting angels flying by. There's a ball of light that went by the South African who lives in Germany. And that was so pretty. And there's been others. I had Joy, the angel Joy, who's the ambassador communicator. If you only talk to one angel, she's far bigger than anybody's ever suspected in the last 12 or 13 years who's met her. She's super sweet. She's got a 28-year-old voice, although someone said 18 years old the other day. High, peppy voice. Hey, ready, let's go, what's up? She's super cool. She flew by one Christmas, I think it was 2 Christmases ago, like this. And I know a lot of people's reactions who want to be skeptical or resist or not pay attention at all are going to be like, oh, those are car headlights. I don't know how. I don't have car headlights that come into my living room, but it's all cool. If you haven't noticed, everybody in the world, 8 billion, 7.5 billion, whatever the number's up to, does their own thinking. It doesn't take me to say anything to alter. I can't alter one iota of thinking. I can barely make an impact. I mean, I take all that back. I can have a huge impact and I'll ripple everywhere. Yes, absolutely. But at the end of the day, I don't want to change anybody's thinking. Sure, I'm here to try to help rid the world of hatred or too much of this, too much of that. But it's, in a way, I'd only utter that once a decade. Angels love more shininess, more sparkliness, just be all you can be. Have more fun. Have your cake, eat it too, no calories. Every cake equals a smile, and buy the bakery. Own the trucking fleet. Get another bunch of bakeries, own the icing factory, and distribute cakes worldwide. That's smiling, a lot of smiling. Wave hi to strangers. That's where I'm coming from. And if I can help people here and there, great. You get to unlock your own intuitive skills too. So that's pretty big deal. I just call it more listening, more paying attention, more flow state, more of the Force from Star Wars. You're already a Jedi. Everything you need is right here. It doesn't mean don't go do 10 years in an ashram and chant or do yoga or 40,000 other modalities, Reiki, sound healing, color healing, you name it. But there's just something bigger going on. And yeah, you can not figure it out this lifetime and not figure it out the next lifetime, but the third lifetime, figure it out. You can stay stuck for decades. You can think you know something about anybody, your neighbor, your relative, all your relatives, your career, what you know and what you don't know. But what I'd argue is with 7.5 billion people doing so much thinking, I mean, that's like 50 trillion thought forms floating around. And if we think thinking's a little more limited than we think, just to, I think, there's only so many thought forms we can have. I like sushi. I don't like sushi. And sushi's 50-50. It's okay. I don't like sea urchin, but I like mackerel. All those, if they're sine waves, kind of merge and or cross each other out, cancel each other out when they hit each other. If you don't like sushi and you like sushi, are those absolute truths? Nah, not really. What's the absolute truth? Love, infinite potential, shininess, sparkliness. I don't want to make it sound too serious. I'm not talking unity consciousness or we have to all go kumbaya at once. I did ask once of an angel named Dale, who coached an Olympic athlete who won a lot of gold medals. We'd all know the name. How fast, if mankind cared and wanted to pay attention and wanted to get super sharp and smart, I'm not talking the intellect, PhDs, the whole scientific community. I'm not kidding. The younger generation coming up that just wants to listen can enter into a field of science, biology, astrobiology, anything. Do alien life exist? Duh. They can walk right into that science and blow it up and walk right through. All they have to do is ask questions and listen. They have to be smart enough to ask the right questions and know how to use one of these. And do they have a legal pad? And do they have 50 legal pads? How long can you listen for? The record's 49 pages, 9 hours. It takes a lot of guts, though, to think that you don't know something, that mankind's not the pinnacle or the apex. I personally think animals and plants have better consciousness. They're not blowing things up, making nuclear weapons and exterminating 100 million of their fellow deer. Deer are really peaceful. I've been feeding a bunch of deer with carrots. Love it. It's such an experience. I don't even know how to handle it. So what I'm getting back to is I asked an angel named Dale, how fast, if mankind was a sharp, by sharp, I mean like savvy, like gets it, instinctual, cutting edge, intelligent. I don't know how to put it. I'm not trying to put mankind down. We're so slow, it's ridiculous, though. I'm slow. Trust me, I'm the slowest person in the world. So I'll take the slowest person in the world moniker or label. But whoa, are we slow? And so, like, you're a consciousness institute, you want to do more consciousness research. Why wouldn't you want to meet light beings, a Pleiadian, an Arcturian, angels, Mary, Jesus, Muhammad, have a chat about consciousness? Go beyond words and be shown something that you just go, oh my God, that shifted everything. My consciousness was shifted. Irony, hello, doorbell rings, ticker tape. I don't think I can get that done here. I'm trying to turn on ticker tape. I love ticker tape. I want that to happen in the video. But if mankind wanted to pay attention, back to the original theme, I asked, and I don't do this too often, I didn't ask who killed Kennedy. Point made about mankind. If mankind wanted to sharpen up, if mankind wanted to raise its awareness, expanding consciousness, how fast? If the environmental conditions were great, we all had an iPad, satellites were tuned in, we were using photos of angels. Everyone on the planet has free will, so that's what I don't want to violate, don't want to interfere, don't want to tell you a thing. But unfortunately, with videos, I got to talk. If I could sign a silence pact for 40 years, I would totally do it. It'd be awesome. If everybody had a few of these, or angels standing before you, or floating Jesus in the sky, or Mary, I'm not trying to make fun of any of this, I'm trying to make a good point. How fast could mankind, in a perfect world, which it is, and it isn't, and it is, and it isn't, imperfections, perfection's imperfection, whichever side of the fence you are on, you're always going to think the grass is greener. Welcome to the ego, the brain. You think things need to be improved, or you focus on results. It's okay to focus on improvement. Try not to focus on results. Okay, how fast could mankind just 3 hours? Do I think it's 3 hours? I mean, I'm 13 years into this, knocking on doors. Hey, consciousness crowd, do you guys want to meet a group that is living and breathing and the embodiment of higher consciousness? Go away, we're looking for higher consciousness. Go to the Buddha crowd. Not everybody, by the way, in these communities. Otherwise, I wouldn't have any guests. But the majority of folks are human nature. They're going to reject, react, act out of fear. Their ego goes, whoa, what are you offering over here? Time out. The jig is up. If you talk to this guy or you meet a single angel, you're not going to have as much egoic thinking. You're going to feel lighter. You're going to shed half your worries, if not a lot. You can get a reset completely. You can actually hear about what you're here to do. You can learn about your unique life path. You can get on that unique life path, lickety split. I think I said it right there. You can have any answers to any questions. End of story. It's unbelievable what that means. AI, who cares? What is AI? AI. Okay, I'll do Day and Night, Night and Day with Tom Cruise and the actress. I forgot her name. Blonde model, Cameron Diaz. AI. Universal wisdom, talking to angels, getting any answers to any questions. It's coming from a place. Can AI coach you and you're not going to get injured running? No. Can AI taste the air and sense, should I overwork it today on a day you're going to get injured? AI is like, I don't know. I mean, what's AI going to tell you? An angel, dull night, Frederick Geronimo can be like, yeah, dude, put your feet up. You're not even going out for a run. That's actually Dale the angel who would say that. They just know you've overworked it all week. And yet a lot of us, I'm a runner for 42 years. We sandbag too. We don't push on a day that we could have pushed. And that's all athletes. That's all of us actually each day. What should I do next? Could probably be the only question you would need for the rest of your life. What do I need to know next? How about that? So angels just see how everything is. I just had an Arcturian, barely can pronounce anything. Crack, code, hack human humor. Because I'll worry about stuff like the next person. In fact, I'm like one of the slowest learners. I have to ask something 1,000 or 100 times before I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. I watch people all day long, all week long, who are like, got it, what's next? And I'm like, whoa, that took me 3 months to learn 10 years ago. I'm not kidding how fast people are on the uptake. It takes an hour to let go of most of your intellect. And the part that just can go in the backseat of the car, you have absolutely no need for. But we're steeped in traditions, we're steeped in rituals, or we're steeped in structure. We're steeped in knowing that precludes possibility. This is probably, I just should ditch the rest. We're steeped in a knowing that doesn't mean anything. We're steeped in a knowing that when you go through a medical crisis or a divorce, it's all out the window. You got a whole new you. So the universe is just really big. It knows how to love you. It knows how to support you, but it also wants you to have your own experience. So there's no interference. I, again, am sticking my neck out on these videos trying to tell you something. And what's the point? On the other hand, if you want to pay attention, pay attention. You don't even need to meet angels or pay attention to any of this. Just say to the universe, sock it to me in the gentlest, most humorous, most fun way. Get me a bunch of really cool high vibe people. Help me have the ability to pay attention when the moment's happening, so I don't say, like George Costanza in Seinfeld, 2 days later, oh, here's the reply I should have used. No, when the stranger with sparkly eyes says, hello, your name's John, hello, John, or your name's Sarah, hello, Sarah, on a completely city street, and you don't know who this person is. You kept walking. You missed the moment. I'm talking a sparkly-eyed stranger, not somebody who's about to mug you. Okay, not I won't name any nationalities or anything like that. So I'm talking an angel showing up in human form. Ask them if they want to have a cup of coffee at the shop across the street. Populated, you're not about to get kidnapped. You're about to have the best experience that trumps any spiritual movie, any spiritual book. Not any spiritual experience, can't say that, but pretty darn miraculous. You can be shown light. You can see light around me. I've got people, when I move my hands, you can see green light. You can see whatever color light. You can see a ball light this way. You can see pink light in my hand. That's joy. If you're cool with all this and you're doing some, steps with me and stuff, you put your hand out through 2 screens. The ball light goes through. You have a chat, bring her into your heart and get a hug. Even a better way to get a hug. There's no one way about all this stuff. It's the doorless door, the gateless gate, not the heartless heart. We won't say it that way. It's unlimited possibility when you're here. And this is what is the heart? Who the heck knows? It's when you're connected to all there is, but it's when you hit the winner on the tennis court, pickleball, when you swam and there was no effort, when you ran and you weren't walking, running for every 50 feet because you're worried about the washing machine that broke down yesterday. It's action with no thought. It's peace, walking a smoother path. Look, thinking is a hot stove. You ever, as a kid, remember those old burners that glowed and turned orange? At some point in our lives, we were idiots at age 3, 5, 10, and we touched the hot burner. Whoops. Do you ever do it again? Do you try to do it again? Do you even think about it? No, you learned. That's what this is basic learning. It's like driving a car. There was a point you got excited about it. There was a point you were scared to death about it. There's a point where you were excited you got the license, you knew how to drive, you learned stick shift. It took me forever to learn stick shift. I learned on an Italian model, and I actually didn't learn. I failed. And I didn't learn to drive stick shift till probably my 20s. But my point is, there's a time where you get so excited, you let everybody know you're going to go for a drive. You doing that today with your car, jingling the keys, calling 2 coworkers, letting the family know, and calling the cousin in Arizona, hey, I'm about to go for a drive. You want to Zoom with me while I drive? I'm so excited. No, no. And so how does the act of driving go from a miracle to nothing? You don't care. You just do it. You're stuck in traffic and you're complaining. That's the human mind. That's ego. That's intellect. It knows how to hijack anything and reduce it down to nothing, or discount it, or reject it, resist it, react, and so on. So the stronger your intellect is, good luck with all this. But you can meet and tame your ego. So when you see Audrey Hepburn's photo, wink, smile, shoulder waggle, eyebrow goes up, nose, something moves, good chance to meet your ego. Your brain's going to say, I didn't just see that. Your heart's going to say, oh my God, that was pretty. Do it again. She's got a wonderful smile. What a high vibe. So here's Audrey Hepburn's photo. I've only got one bit of rule or structure. I need to blow some sage to you guys again if I didn't already do it. So I'll do that in just a second. But here's Audrey Hepburn's photo. Let her wink, smile, shoulder waggle. And I'll do this again after I blow the sage. Leave your eyes on her. I'm using 2 hands trying to hold it steady. Breathe extra through your mouth open. If you're a nose breather, fine. 1 out of 200 people yell at me for suggesting that they dare breathe through their mouth. That's okay. Breathe means actually breathing, not thinking about breathing. There's the difference between thinking and doing. Being by doing, doing by being. If you're cray-cray on this, or you've already watched the show a lot, or you're already highly intuitive, ask for an uninvented, yet to be invented perfume from Paris. Hear her voice, feel a hand on your shoulder. Ask a question, get an answer, get a hug. Play that over again. Leave a comment, please. I have comments. If I can't obviously take all the comments, put it on my website, but I'm collecting comments where like, oh my God, I smelled the sage. So let me light the sage if I didn't do that before. Sage, feather, you, me, 2 screens. I've been doing this 13 years. I'm not running out of patience. I got hopefully infinite amount of patience. I think in 20 years, if we can scoot all the experts out there that are around out of the picture and let a new generation come in, it'll go faster. That's my personal opinion for the next 5 minutes, and then it'll change again. I'm not frustrated about it. I'm just saying, if people understood what no limits really was, your athlete could do twice the performance in a performance. Your author could write a book in 50 days instead of 2 years. You could have more fun. You could be on the beach and have a whole different career and outlook in life. You can have your cake and eat it too. No calories. A smile equals every cake. I said that one before. So my only rule is just give yourself permission to let go. Ask the universe to step in, get you out of your head into your heart. Who knows what these things are? But thinking a single thing, judging this, ain't going to get you there. Again, if you think about going for a ride in the countryside, are you doing it? No. So thinking pulls you out of love. Ego blocks love. Ego thinking is unlove. I don't know what unlove is. I mean, I've seen negativity. It's dark balls of light or shade, darkness. I've only seen small amounts of it, about 8 times, 10 times in 12, 13 years. It can't harm you. You're light, you're positive, you're protected. I don't care if you're religious, not religious. When I use the word faith, it could be a religious faith, non-religious faith. It's the same letting go to get out of here, to get into here. Just give yourself a break. Stop thinking. Breathe. Respire. Watch Angela -A, Angel -A, Angela by Luc Besson, black and white film shot in Paris. Guardian Angel movie, a lot of fun. A little bit of a mafia theme to it, but welcome to the Western world. You got to have that. Catch a little bit of sage, smells like smoke, fine. If you want to put your hand out and feel the vibe like this, feel it instead of smelling it. Even if your nose is broken, you've been clinically determined to not be able to sense anything with your nose. Every insurance company tells you that's the case. You have a letter from the governor that says you can't smell sage. Not true. You can smell sage. You'd have to believe in it and allow for it. And so ask your angels personally to dig deep and to help you smell sage, period. What will you allow for? How's it going in real life? Forget that I've ever done this video. Forget that I exist. Forget angels exist. The universe exists. How's it going so far for what you will allow for? Are you having a lot of fun every day? Are you doing what you want on the creativity side, the vacation side, food side, creating new dishes? If you're in a restaurant setting, you're a chef. No limits is no limits. As soon as you get out of your own way, life starts happening. Okay, catch some sage. What will you allow for? Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Ask angels to get you out of your head into your heart and to help you smell campfire smell, sage. No tri-iota. And then sage, go for a triple tiered cake, layered. Remember, no calories. Sage, flowers, ocean. I'll do Yoda's voice for you to crack you up. If you're laughing, you're letting go. If you're breathing, you're letting go. If you're smiling, letting go. Maybe you have to go eyes closed. A lot of Americans love to do their listening with eyes closed. That's fine. On your third eye, let a little bit of pink light come in. That's joy. Here's that sage one more time. Allow, allow, allow. No tri-iota. Do not. There is no try. Now, I just earned a like for putting myself out there. I mean, I just did Yoda's voice. Hit the like, put at least an emoji in, a thumbs up. You don't like Yoda at all? Give me a thumbs down. I'll take it. Just do something. This is the shyest channel. We've literally had 480,000 views on the channel. It'll only say if you go into the notes field, the about section, I think it only says 410,000, 418,000. But when you look at the life of the channel, literally we've had 480,000. I can't explain the discrepancy. It's okay. But people are really shy about the whole thing. Also, the algorithm, we're having a shy experience. By now, if angels really existed, alien life really existed, it's in you and around you. It's interdimensional Jesus, it's angels, it's your grandfather you can meet, you can see your passed over pooch. You would think this is a big deal. You would think this community, that community, there's 40,000 communities out there. The sound bowl community, they would want to hear about the structure of sound at a light level. You know, the light coding thing, galactic light, I forgot what it's called. Horrible terminology. Everyone can expand, and that means every one of these modalities can learn more. The whole, what's it called? Shoot, I'm going to lose all my English here. Every one of these communities has a thinking approach. It ain't about thinking. This is about less thinking. And thinking ain't going away. So as soon as you can recognize what peace, love, happiness, joy, relaxing more, not judging, putting your feet up. I'm not trying to judge all these groups. I'm a culprit for thinking. I'm not the thinking poster child, though. I do have a lot of fun. I'm high vibe, I hope, enthusiastic. I see possibility for folks. I really can't tell anybody anything. That's really frustrating because the point is not to interfere. If you are riding your bike, that's the most important thing. I will not get on your bike for you and ride it for you in any way. I feel like most practitioners are telling you stuff. You need to do your own listening, get your own answers. And that's awesome. It's what you're already doing all day long. First, you're firing off your energy day and night. Anything you think, feel, doing, is it from here or is it from up here? Try to figure out the difference. Once you get that squared away, you're going to realize, why the hell would I ever be up here again? Except you're going to be up here again. You're going to react, reject, resist. You're going to put on the TV, politics is on, and you're going to go, I don't like that. I'm resisting this. It already is. There's nothing you can do about it. But yes, you can vote in November. You can do this and that. But be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle than yourself. They've got more thinking than you do. And if you take that approach, the whole world changes. It doesn't have to be a spiritual awakening. It doesn't have to be a Kundalini awakening, although like that, you can have one. So let me show you my energy. Ask angels to not only help you see my energy, you're going to see with your heart, you're going to see with all of you, you're going to do seeing without seeing, to do the Zen thing. Ask them to not only show you the light, which I'll do it Celestine Prophecy way, but I had a guest who said, actually in the 70s before the movie existed, that we're already doing it this way. In India, they do it this way. I'm going to stand up a little bit, so this is totally a pain for me to do, although I love this. Blue sky is number one. Shut off TV is number two. I got a TV over here. Dark background, dark sweatshirt. But if you're cocky, confident, you're like, oh, no. I've seen auras every other year, every other month, every day I see auras. Fine. It's just the force from Star Wars, the life consciousness that's in and everything that binds us all, to borrow from Yoda or Obi-Wan. It is. You're seeing it all day long, but you block it out. But it's how you know how to navigate a supermarket. You go to get the milk. There's two guys arguing by the milk, and part of you just says, we'll come back. Let's go get the vegetables. It makes sense anyhow. They're not refrigerated. That's refrigerated. We'll get it last before we go to the checkout. How did that all happen? It's the flows. It's how athletes navigate the field when they're performing, not in a slump. Contact me if you're in a slump, you'll get out of the slump a lot faster. Okay, here's the background. Give yourself permission to let go, breathe through an open mouth. You'll close it subconsciously, no triota. Here comes one more dad joke. Bert and Ernie, Sesame Street. Bert offers Ernie ice cream. What's Ernie say? Sure, Bert. See a little flow of light. Is it pink, yellow, gold, green, blue? If you're seeing like white, gold, and green plus gray, gray is like a blanket covering one of the colors. Breathe extra. Think of that time on vacation, petting a dog. Think about when you woke up this morning or when you woke up in a beautiful setting or a beautiful walk. What's a positive memory? That gray should disappear, go away, and reveal like a fuchsia or a blue. That's all. Now, I'm going to do it one more time, but put your hand up, feel Joy's vibe. Feel what you can feel through two screens on your palm. You might try too hard to get sparkles on the toe. Connect. What are you doing every time you walk down the street? Unfortunately, if you walk into a supermarket, a mall, a concert, you can pick up other people's energy. I don't think anybody realizes how big of a sponge they are. There's definitely people who are empaths, but they live with it for 20 years. They don't bother to, you know, check it out, understand that they can have better boundaries and so on. But if you don't ask, you don't get. And angels can alter your path. And we don't even know what to ask for because most human beings, the top scientists, the top this, the top business people, even though they're performing at a high level, they're still technically looking at their shoes. What do I mean by that? All day long, all of us, when you're thinking you're looking at your shoe tips, you're not looking up at possibility in the sky or the universe, the stars. You have no limits. You're a bigger light flow force Jedi than you'll ever know, probably this lifetime. But the second you stop judging it, analyzing it, worrying about it, but you actually give it a go, woo, you can, yeah, move objects technically, but let's just leave it at that. Ask angels to move the objects for you. Ask them to run with you and be 70% of your workout or hit the pickleball, hit a winner. Ask her to make light, pink light come off of my light stream. For those who are like already seasoned folks, not that there's any difference. I actually find that people, if we just clock somebody over the head in Chicago, and is it Shanghai them? Yeah, gang press them, whatever the expression from the 1800s was, however the Royal Navy in Britain with those tall ships, the wooden ships, would basically kidnap people off the streets and towns and cities and impress them, indentured sort of slaves, so to speak, to row or to man their Royal Navy ships. Bad example here. But if we just clock somebody over the head and then tied them to a chair, paid them $1 million so they're happy, but gave them a chance to do some of these steps, every other person would be beyond belief as a intuitive. I don't know what to call it. They're already using it all the time. This is like that. So name your most famous whoever that you think is a holistic healer or something. Granted, they've done it 10 or 20,000 times for 20 years or 50, 100,000 times. So they know what they're doing. So it's kind of practices makes perfect. Or if you do anything 3 to 15,000 times, you're the expert. It's kind of part of this as well. But people are unlimited in their abilities to listen, to feel, to see. It's absolutely mind-boggling how quick. If you get out of the brain, it all opens up and the brain subsides quite a bit. The intellect, the ego that we think is so, quote, critical to respect and to whatever and to this and that for society and to keep you balanced on planet Earth, blah, blah, blah. The ego, whoop, it goes in the back seat. You start experiencing more, tasting more, feeling more, living more, laughing more, having more fun. So what will you allow for? Ask joy to make a butterfly come out of my light stream if you're gung-ho. At least a pink heart. Little hearts. Like, you know, when I just did this for somebody's Instagram thing, you can actually hit an emoji, and I love this. And I forgot that I don't do this enough. I need to do this 10 times a day. I love this. I can hit hearts and then the thumb thing and then another thing that's like the cuddly thing. And I can make like 50 emojis go up. That is super cool. And I want to do this and have ticker tape come down. If anybody knows on Zoom how to do that, put it in the comments, please. And if I did this or I did this, it does something as well. I want ticker tape. I think it's so cool. I'm such a sucker for little technology things like that. I'm going to put this up. You're going to see my light again. What will you allow for? Do you have a grandmother that you love? Ask your grandmother to come in and do something special that would only mean something to you. A parakeet, because she had a parakeet and you loved the parakeet when you were 8. A little thing out of light. It could be moving, actually. Ralphie, the parakeet. Now I'm being a little facetious there, but my point is, This is about no limits, and all human beings know about, especially all the experts you see on social media and on the YouTube channels. They're all experts. I have not noticed anybody who started a channel that says, I'm not an expert. I mean, I'm a little bit of a fool in the jester's court thing, or a jester. So I'll be the first on YouTube out of billions, millions of experts to be like, hey, I don't know anything. So it's the Korean mind Zen thing, the don't know mind. The second you know something, you're putting a pin on the map and you're limiting the rest of your travel. Okay, I'm not saying you don't know stuff. We don't need to get into what you do and don't know. But the second you're doing listening or feeling or seeing or experiencing the universe, you can't be up here. It's like being pregnant or not pregnant. And I'm sure there's better examples. You can't be half. Either you're in your heart love, you can't be unloved. Thinking is not love, period. Compassion. Here, I'll do a couple definitions. I'm definitely teasing this out. So, but I will do it in just a second. Okay, here are definitions for compassion. If we took 100 of you or 100 of me and sat us down with angels and we asked once an hour for 20 years, what is compassion? We could get endless definitions. Angels somehow have the ability to keep going with fresh definitions. That's why I mean, AI is actually really cool. I love AI, but I'm just for the point of this exercise, AI is like junior varsity and angels are beyond the NFL. They could just keep going with new definitions nonstop. They could play ping pong, look at an iPhone, and still give you the definition of compassion blindfolded. Okay, here's some definitions of what is compassion about was the question. The big, not the big Mary, the big Jesus said, compassion is open eyes and open heart. Raphael, Archangel Raphael, super cool, great for healing. Compassion is releasing fears and judgments. Abe, the Abraham of old, everybody can meet him. He's on everyone's team. Grandfatherly, fatherly energy. A lot of what I do is divine feminine, is how I'd put it if people care about that. Very soft and gentle and loving. Abe, the Abraham of old, angel. He'll tell you he was a jerk in human form, and he's all about handing out fish, not teaching you fishing at all. Love that attitude. Compassion is not judging, taking action with no thought. You heard me say that before. There's nothing that I've been saying that I haven't gotten in 13 years from angels, guides, somewhere. The only thing I think that I've ever said that's original is remember to remember, if you can remember to remember, when you remember to remember. And why am I saying that? Because we forget all day long. We're looking at our shoe tips. We do not know how endowed we are with love, how much light we are. If you started seeing light on everyone else, you'd probably drop to your knees, cry, and be like, life is so beautiful. I don't like, whoa, I'm shiny. I mean, that's it. Half your problems would automatically go away. The rest of them are really tough. You'd just be like, okay, I've got these situations. You could just get your action steps. Are you supposed to walk away? Are you supposed to call John? Are you supposed to do this, do that? And then done. And then you're going to get a whole new set of problems. Welcome to being human. But you've got angels you can ask about anything. And nobody seems to understand anything, because ego will kick back in and be like, okay, you did it for 5 hours 2 Sundays ago. You saw Jesus, Mary, and angels. You got your answers. We're never doing that again because I don't want to lose control. Ego is about the clipboard, control. It'll tell you this is all wonderful. I really want to get my answers. It's Julie McCoy from The Love Boat, but it ain't ever going to let you get out of the Plato's cave again. But I like the Plato jail cell, and you can meet Plato. Here's Plato's photo. And the jail cell analogy is you're at the window of the jail cell, you know, the prison room, the holding cell. You're at the window holding onto the bars. You're looking outside, and it's a city park, and everyone's having fun out in the city park, and you want to be there because you think you have some sort of lack or inability, or you're not there, or you haven't arrived in life yet. And you've never bothered to look at the jail cell ever. You've never explored it, looked around. You're just holding onto the bars. You're only looking out the window. The damn door's been open. Your ability here is unbelievable, but your brain's convinced you that you're not allowed to turn around and look. And I am talking about that at every organization and level, every group, every person individually with their thinking. Do they like something, dislike something? Was something staged recently or not staged in the press? Oh my God. Are you hating, rejecting certain groups of people? Are you what are you allowing for? Is it love? Cool. Mother Teresa said it best. If you judge people, you have no time to love them. You have to understand what the difference is between up here, unlove, and love. Once you've tasted love, why would you ever do the opposite again? You're thinking. the rejection, the fear, all the rest. It's the stuff through which we built nuclear bombs with or exterminated 100 million others. That isn't here to guilt anybody, but it's also the stuff how we judge our neighbor and we don't give them a chance to grow. I got stress on that one. So the bottom line is our thinking isn't exactly healthy. We're still going to do it all day long. If you can just do 7% less thinking a day, that's it. So learn to breathe more, smile more, do something more, and cultivate your shiny side and watch how things change immediately. Here's Plato. You can see the old man's face. I'll try to eyebrows, nose, smile. Fist pumps for him, tap on the shoulder. His hugs are sweaty. No big deal. Okay, some more reading, then I do my light energy thing again. Okay. Dale, that angel that I mentioned, said, compassion is just being and trusting the outcome to be of the highest intent for all. Matt, don't call her Mackenzie, an angel, everything plants, animals, nature. And in fact, one of your surf guides, sit like this. You can go surfing in Hawaii. My guardian angel will make the waves, no sharks, and you can surf like a pro. It's interdimensional, sort of lucid dreaming, but better than lucid dreaming. See why I'm up against all this lingo. So it's not lucid dreaming. It's not orbs. It's not this. It's not quantum physics, whatever that, or whoever the crowd is, quantum something. They're searching for the light. The light's within you. End of story. Not to knock anybody who's into it, because you still have to read something. You've got to read Gary's Zukov. And he says it so beautifully. I was doing some quotes today or this week and some different shows from him. I love them. Yes, it's about human words. You're going to have to do thinking. Yes, you got to go to the ashram. Yes, you got to go to the Consciousness Institute. Yes, go to Omega Institute. Yay. But it's also not about any of that. You want to go instant? Add water. And I know instant oatmeal is not as good as other types of oatmeal, but I'm trying to make a metaphor here or create an analogy. Just let go. Let go. Here to here. Let go. Not knowing is the actual secret. Like Chutes and Ladders or Snakes and Ladders if you live in Australia, or Monopoly. You get to go above the board and keep circling. And you collect $200 every second. It's a lot more fun, actually. Okay, here's Millicent, another angel. Compassion is treating all with kindness and love. Let me go back to fear. Big Mary in the sky, she's love. If everybody had her faith and trust, there'd be no more need for fear or worry. She says, love is everywhere. Open your eyes to see love. She said this about ego. Ego is blocking love. Duh. And I said that earlier. So I got that from her. I used to say that remember to remember thing, but it wasn't original. It was Songyal Rinpoche. And like I said, I'm horrible with names, terminology, lingo, getting stuff straight at a society, human level. Songyal Rinpoche, I used to say Rinpoche for a decade. I didn't know. You read it in a book. No one's there to correct you. What do you do? Someone finally corrected me. Songyal Rinpoche said, remember to remember. I taught that to my students for 35 years. It was in a Tibetan book of dying. If you and I were Buddhists, successful, we'd have to do our version of the Tibetan book of dying. It fell off a bookshelf. No one was near it. It opened to that page. That's one of those crazy things that I'll never get over. I love it. You should ask for more of those. Ask for serendipity, synchronicity. Ask for the most amazing, sparkly people. Don't listen to half of anything I've said that's been judgmental about human mankind. We have infinite potential. You have infinite potential. I think this is reminding me of one of those Geico commercials where they were literally in a self-help class. You have infinite potential. You have infinite potential. And it got to Pinocchio. And he was like, you sort of have infinite potential. But the book fell off the shelf. It opened to the foreword that Songyal Rinpoche did on someone else's behalf. And he said, remember to remember. For 35 years, he's been teaching his students that. We forget everything all the time. In fact, ego is like a giant smoke screen generator like the Army uses, or a Navy destroyer wants to create a smoke screen out of its stacks. All we do is blow smoke all day long. First towards ourselves, we lie to ourselves, mislead ourselves, tell ourselves stuff that isn't true. You are love, you're shiny, you're infinite. If you go to a mirror and you want to crack your egg open and just be a broader light, and you want to just get it done in 2 hours flat and not pay anybody a single dime, please put a good comment though, like and subscribe here. Go to a mirror and say, I love you, until you go through every freaking emotion, and then you've passed through human emotions. And you're just connecting to your higher self. You can see your soul out the window. You can see your soul with your eyes shut. Aurora Borealis. Let angels show you how they see you as light. That's cool. My point is, this is so big, but does anybody care? It's not that they don't care. They don't know that they should care. They're like this. They're doing what they do daily, and we all get lost in perceived tasks, roles, accomplishments, failures, pedigrees, PhDs, intellect, science, blah, 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 blah. You could be the biggest group that wants to prove that we're not solo in this dimension, Earth, universe, galaxy, cosmos. I don't know how to use the lingo. It doesn't matter. You want to meet a galactic figure? Great, do it. Ask, listen, basic listening, basic seeing, basic hugs. I am starting to suspect I'm going to go 4 more decades making the offer to folks. They're not going to pay attention. That's okay. It's the no, the rejection is not a reflection towards me. And I wouldn't want to change if someone's not ready to actually, then they're not ready. But it's irony. I'm going to do the Bugs Bunny. Irony, ironic. That you could be all about Flag Day, but you don't want to like look over your shoulder and see flag. It's Plato's cave. It's human nature. So take a load off. It's not about you. It's not about your ego is there to, yeah, buffer you. You got an ego. I got an ego. The second you're like, okay, I can take a breath. Do it 3 times. Now, if 10 minutes later you are like washing dishes, which you never like to wash dishes, but suddenly you're washing dishes, the ego's like, oh, we're not going to let you take a breath. Let's go wash dishes and keep you busy. 10 minutes go by and you're like, no, I never took my breath. You just met how ego rolls. It'll be like everything he says is fantastic. Absolutely. We're going to start next week. Next week comes and goes. 6 weeks later, you're like, wow, I forgot to do this up against a blue sky on the beach when I was relaxed. I wanted to see my energy. It's the story of every single person's life. We're all walking around more limited than we realize. Okay, here's a few more definitions. Rebecca, an angel who's from a really far away place where sound and music came from, some galaxy somewhere. Ego is allowing thoughts and opinions of others to saturate your own thoughts. Charlotte, ego is fear, wasted time, and energy. Boom, I can drop this, but I won't. Okay, so now give yourself permission to let go. Ask angels to get you out of your head into your heart. Do this, break all your structure, don't make a fire. Do this, you haven't done this in 20 years since you were 8. Okay, and there's my cat Presley, named after an angel named Presley, who's the interconnectedness of all. She wrote in on Elvis Presley movies. I'm not an Elvis fan. I don't go to Elvis conventions, but there was a time 2 houses ago in Austin, Texas. It's Elvis. It's Elvis. Every darn, I love old movies, but every black and white, it was Elvis. It was Elvis. It was Elvis. And I'm like, okay, the universe is telling me something. Elvis, what? And it turns out the next angel that I was meeting, she had picked Presley. It doesn't matter how you spell it. She's the interconnectedness of all. And she got stuck, man, because hope is hope. Faith is faith. Grace is grace. Joy is joy. Harmony is harmony. I got a photo of Rainbow Lake. Go to my website. I got angel photos. Spend $3, buy a photo, put it on your iPhone, and sit with it on a park bench. Do your meditation, your mindfulness, look at the trees, listen to the trees. Trees talk. They have names. They'll give you a name. They'll generate a name. The favorite tree in the big yard, get to know your tree. Listen to your tree. It knows what needs to be watered around the property. Everything has consciousness. It seems to be that humans are at the back of the line for like paying attention. Look up, pay attention, just once a year. That's it. You'll crack wide open. It takes 5 seconds to do this, actually. If you just wanted to see light on my finger, here. Name any color you see in a regular lighter. Gold, white, yellow. Somebody once said blue, the lower part. Beautiful. Now, see light on the fingertip. Just see light coming off my finger like it's a lighter. No triota. Don't make me do the voice again. Just ask angels to come in, to jump into your ball light, to hit a winner on the pickleball court, or to help you see without seeing. Your heart is already seeing fully. See a little bit of light here, or actually ask for a ball light to fly by your vision. But meanwhile, ask her for a little help. I'll do my energy again. Ask for something unusual. Little flares, sparks of light. You're seeing blue, gold, green, and the green is sparking. You know that's not normal. You saw it the first time. Ask for a heart out of green. It doesn't have to be pink. It doesn't have to be red. It doesn't have to be blue. Ask for a parakeet. Ask for a hummingbird. If you're really like wide open, you've had 19 near-death experiences, you got 19 PhDs from the place in Connecticut. Shoot, they have a really good holistic school there. Yeah, ask for hummingbirds made out of light. If you have to close your eyes and do it in mind's eye, fine. but you can actually see angels will make you a hummingbird made out of light. So much light that there's no way it's a real hummingbird. You can get a feather made out of electronic light, glitter made out of light. I don't have to do this, and it's not Zoom. It's ticker tape, confetti. You can get glitter made out of actually universal light. You won't have to vacuum afterwards. So no mean comments that you had to hire a professional cleaner to clean your carpet and so on. Here we go. See a little bit of light between my fingers, but what will you allow for? Tell the universe to make it really nice and fun. This is like Hot Ones. Can you go to the last buffalo wing? Okay, here we go. Breathe extra, mouth open. Do a shimmy, shake, Elvis, chubby checker. See my stream of light, breathe. And I'll go a little further apart. Ask to have extra light coming off of it. Ask for sparkles, a flash. Ask for a flyby of a ball light up by your eyes in the peripheral if you're resisting. Ask for glitter in the air, like a women's cosmetics counter at Macy's, and a fan caught all the glitter and blew it into the air. Breathe and relax, no triota. And you can do this a football field apart. Start together, back up to each side of a football field, see your light that far apart. Yes. And you'll feel, obviously, you feel somebody's heat this way, you feel their heat this way. I don't care when. This is such a good thing for scientists and all the thinkers out there who are like, this can't be possible and all the rest. Okay. At some point, you're still feeling the heat, but you know it can't be from contact. It's energy. It's more dimensional, whatever you want to call it. It's love. Is it at the 50-yard line and you're in the end zone? And then you're finally like, I give up. It can't be proven scientifically. You're feeling energy. Okay, great. All that, ditch it all. You're still feeling it. Now, see the light on top of everything else. And then let angels do hearts out of the light. Human knowledge is now in the back seat, 100 miles behind us in the rearview mirror. This isn't about explaining anything, searching for anything, seeking. This is just being. You already are a beautiful being. I love that whole human being thing. It's doing by being and being by doing. Now, if you press me in a split second, which is which, who knows? But doing by being would be here. I got it. So everything you're doing is out of love. It's easier. Walking a simpler path. It's 1 + 1 = 111. Bye-bye math. But being by doing, you're striving all the time. It's me in New York, except that I was very happy in New York. I was working super hard. I talked to doormen, security people, cab drivers. They all thought I was from California. Blame running, my enthusiasm level and everything else, and take me with a grain of salt. Again, I'm not knocking every human organization and every human being expert, but let's just face it. If man really cared and wanted to get groovy with it, jiggy with it, get going and get a move on, like you really cared about climate change, it's not up to humans, by the way, to fix anything. You are here to actually do everything we're talking about, to pay attention more, slow down the thinking, less knowing something. The New York Jets suck, but the New England Patriots are great. I'm sure of it. How'd that work out? It's the sushi thing. It's the everything else thing. It's arbitrary. Are you practicing love? That's the message, I guess, in one sense. And it's easy to practice love. If we could all sign a contract and not talk for a year, watch how fast we'd start practicing love and be appreciative. Okay, I got a bunch of those A words to go through, and there might be a few other letters in there that start off the word. Accepting, acknowledging, attention, allowing, attitude, awareness, abundance, appreciation. Angels, positivity and love. Angels, positivity and love. The show. You gotta watch these experts. This is unlike any other show. They're taking steps on the show. On the latest Mind, Body, Spirit panel, they're seeing over here, I think it was a Pleiadian, Arcturian, Joy, the angel. You can meet Seth. He's the only figure out of a couple hundred that will not show up in a body format. He looks like a Cheshire cat in the sky. Go figure. Angels exist. Fairies exist. Your relatives exist. There's Joy, who's named after the angel Joy. Yay. Put your hand up and feel what you can feel. Ask for a flower smell in the air. Ask her a question, get an answer, get a hug. Why not? Sri Kaleshwar always said, why not? What a great way to go. If you're not asking, you're not getting. Allow all. Show more love always. Good luck with that. None of us are saints. Second you put on the TV, look at social media, you're like reacting. I don't like that. I'm blocking this person. I'm blocking that person. I'm reacting. I got to do a social media post about it, blah, blah, blah. But that said, you can have more fun anytime you want. Okay, here's a quick passage for you. What's up with mankind? This is from an appendix in a little book that takes 15, 20 minutes to read. Maybe it's 40 pages, probably really the equivalent of 20 written pages. I saw balls of light as I was typing. So blame angels for this. It was angels. If anyone thinks I wrote this, you're the coolest. And like literally, you're the coolest. Thank you. There's no way I wrote this. I saw balls of light as I was typing. Angels. And here are two balls of light to show you. That's Charlotte and the whitish one, metallic balls of light, daytime shot with faces in there. That's Min. I had a doctor on the show. It'll be August 30th, 2024 guest, Karen Wyatt. That's her guardian angel. That's my guardian angel. It's 80,000 of us on planet Earth, guardian angel. She's light waves of energy and water. Ask her to bring you an ocean smell. You like Baja, you like Bethany Beach, you like Rehoboth, you like Nantucket, Seychelles, Costa Rica. Close your eyes, ask an angel to bring you that smell. Feel better. Ask for flowers, perfume. What are you asking for? That's the rub. What are you allowing for? Get out of your own way. Have more fun. Walk lighter. Walk slower to the car. Choose slower. I saw an angel once in human form that was looking like a Hispanic Nick Nolte. It was actually Joy coming in as a Hispanic Nick Nolte. It was a blast. Anybody can ask her about that. You can even get a little video reel of the idiot that was me that goes into this restaurant. I don't want to talk to any humans. I'm freaking out about the time that ghosts might exist. I'm stuck. I haven't met a single angel, Plato, Einstein, Mary, Jesus, Muhammad, a light being, you name it. No, I haven't taken a photo yet. I'm just freaking out that ghosts might exist. My brain doesn't know how to handle this. It's like before you've ever even learned how to drive, you're freaking out. You're like, I don't think I can do a stick shift. I don't even think I can stick a key in. What's going to happen? So I just want to get a burger at this place that reminds me of Nantucket in downtown Austin. And there's the coolest documentary film being filmed without a film crew. This guy is eating out of a mindfulness documentary. There's something peaceful about him. Peaceful warrior looking like Nick Nolte out of Peaceful Warrior, the movie. Check that out, Dan Millman's film. Socrates. Now there's the real Socrates philosopher. You can meet him, but if Dan doesn't mind me saying this, and Dan's got his own world, and I shouldn't have said it that way. Sock to me is an angel that people can meet and have met. He's like a Jeff Bridges angel. He's super cool. So Joy is in this bar as a Hispanic looking Nick Nolte, really charismatic, leather jacket, sitting at the end of the bar. I'm sitting there, and there's a longer story to this. I'll skip that part. Eating mindfully. And at some point I get up, the place is totally empty, peaceful. I'm feeling good. And I'm worried about ghosts. I'm like, what the hell is going on with all this stuff? What is anybody talking about? I got people telling me at South by Southwest who are intuitive. They're seeing my light flare. I don't get it. I know something's happening. I can feel lightness. I mean, I'm the guy who doesn't ask a question for 12 years. I got light on my eyes, galactic coding, whatever you want to call it, sacred geometry. I got light, eyes open, eyes closed happening for 12 years, and I forgot to ask anybody. That tells you how slow I am. Although I took calculus in ninth grade, taught myself algebra. I'm super sharp in other ways, and I'm very enthusiastic, which makes up for the gap. So I'm just here to tell you, I've been there. I get it. You think you got to do something. You don't. You're huge as a thing of light. Got out of my stool. I walked down to the guy, and I asked a complete stranger, do ghosts exist? And Joy with galaxies for spinning eyes. I've never seen human eyes like this. I couldn't shut up about this guy for 3 months. I'm like, I got shoved over the fence by Angel. She came down in human form because I was not going anywhere. I was permanently stuck on ghosts. I was freaking out. She shoved me over the ghost fence and got me over the top. I didn't worry about it ever again. I haven't looked back. Yeah, there's some negativity in the world, and there's definitely lots of love. Where you put your focus is where you put it. That's one of the 3 things I've learned. The second thing is how you flow your energy is how you flow your energy. The first 2 things, you're doing it all the time. I can't tell anybody anything different. How you're spending your energy is how you spend it. It's up to you. And the consequences are there whether you know it or not. You're responsible and accountable for how you flow your energy. And you might not know till your last breath and you have a life review or 2 lifetimes from now. You can say, well, I'll start next week paying attention more. Good luck with that. Don't try. Just understand that being kind to strangers, yourself, self-love starts with love. Figure out what love is and then understand what unlove is. And you'll not want to ever do unlove again. Take that insect, put it outside. Although once in a while, as one angel put it, bye-bye spider. You're not going to be perfect. Okay, here we go. What's up with mankind? Why angels now? Awareness for mankind is on the horizon. Call it a spiritual awakening if you wish. Don't call it a spiritual awakening. It's just a little more consciousness. Details are details. Love is love. It's already here. It's a chance for all to grow. Mankind is ready for more unconditional love and compassion for all. And more compassion by all for all is needed. Duh. Big duh. Mankind is ready for change from rat race mode. Happiness is obtained in the absence of ego. Ego is afraid to be vulnerable, to let go, and to be in the unknown. Again, there's nothing to lose and nothing to gain. Move past seeing the negative. The brain wants to judge everything. Let it go. Again, there's nothing to lose and nothing to gain. Move past seeing the negative. That means you have it all right now. Love is a constant slipstream everywhere. Only thinking something can detach yourself from love. You were love as a kid. You were love when you were age 25 to 28, when everything was yeses, going well, and you were happy, carefree. And you think everything is externally dependent. The bank account, the health situation, your cousin, the workplace, that boss, this country, that political party, this action, that neighbor. Practice love. And in no time, 7 days max, 7 months if you're really a stickler to thinking, you can just whole new shiny you. There's no one way about this. It's not about doing anything or knowing anything. It's not about India or Thailand or this cultural practice or that, but do it all. I still like incense. I love the chimes and stuff like that. It's cool. Okay, here we go. Compassion can be taught through one's actions. How? Slowing down would do a world of wonder for most people. Mother Teresa said it best. Compassion, her definition, is a deep breath for many, and it's not a slap in the face for most people. But the closest they're going to get to compassion, rushing around in a big city, working 100 hours a week, is taking a breath. Good luck with that. Meanwhile, the irony is you're breathing the entire time or you wouldn't be here. So take a breath. Can you keep taking a breath until you take a real breath? What's a real breath? The golden breath. Take a breath. That's it. Compassion can be taught through one's actions. How? Slowing down would do a world of wonder for most people. Doing it consistently is where the problems and opportunities lie, so stay present. Start right now. Letting go means less thinking. Do not get lost in perceived tasks, roles, ego, etc. Now you know where that came from. Being in the moment is to do compassion for all. For individuals, an egoless path would be great, but it's just not realistic. Ego is not going away from man. Allow ego to serve as a reminder when it pops up. A reminder for what? You decide. How about a reminder to breathe? We're back to that again. Whoops. How about a reminder to breathe? How about a reminder to enjoy each moment as it comes? Believe that all moments can be the same. Whether it's a moment at work or a moment looking at nature, all moments are the same and perfect. Only you thinking you know something can pull you out of that. That neighbor who's a jerk, it's actually perfect how it is right now. Don't judge. That you may be the culmination, the ignition, the person who, by not judging that neighbor, allows the neighbor who's signed up in this lifetime to grow, to experience love, because you didn't judge the neighbor. It was it's the pigeon that can't fly, and it was easy pickings for the tiger coming along. Gobbled up, gone. Why do it? Why do hate, rejection, fear, worry, stress? We're all going to do it. Don't worry about it. Okay. Whether it's a moment at work, blah, blah, blah. Only thinking something can interfere with this, can interfere with love, pull you out of the flow of life. Likewise, they're not separate paths for mankind or separate worlds for individuals. One is one. Through awareness and owning the consequences of one's thoughts and actions, a person begins to see how all of life is truly interconnected in one. Faith in all, religious, non-religious faith, getting out of the head into the heart, not knowing, faith in all can lead to a change in mankind. Good luck with that. I got a dog named Paisley in my right hand. There's Presley the cat. It must be dinner time. This faith in all can lead to a change in mankind. This is the path for all of man. This is about man bringing peace and joy to all. This is about your personal growth in your life and finding the next stage in your soul's developments, as well as the continued evolution of mankind. The greatest gift is allowing. All is growth and change. This is frightening for some. There's nothing to do here. Slow down the doing. Instead, breathe, smile, and relax. That's it. And appreciate all. Grab a beer, put your feet up, smoke a cigar, make it sacred tobacco. Just breathe. Enjoy nature. Listen. Slow down and get to your heart. What are you feeling and sensing? Okay. Compassion for all is life. This is also about acceptance for all. Regard others as yourself, generously and without fixation. Believe in all. It is much simpler than people think. Again, this is because this is not about thinking, but less thinking. Open yourself up to life. Speak with us. Be. Angels have a separate quote they put in. There's no time. We just are. That's it. And I'll just add one last thing. You do not need to be like anyone else. Be you. Smile more, think less. Do not permit others to dictate your well-being. Own your own being in life. Love more and allow more. You can be happy now in this very moment without a single reason. That last sentence, you can be happy now in this very moment without a single reason, is like the but or the disruptor or the whole thing that blows up your software coding. As soon as you say, but you don't know my situation, you've just met your ego, your finances, your health crisis. You've been sick for 20 years. You've got this situation, that situation. My drama is somebody's doing something to you. You could be happy now in this very moment for no reason whatsoever. That is the jail cell we talked about. It's letting go of the bars and just turning and seeing the doors open and walk out. That's it. Now, if you need concrete action steps, listen to an angel. Get one of these, and use it. Don't let the ego convince you that you're writing something down and you've never done anything. And 2 years goes by. Welcome to being human. We all get stuck. It happens. So angels exist. Trust this is so. Let your answers and much more hugs come to you. Have more fun. Have your cake and eat it too. Colorblind people have seen color. I've never had a situation where I've been able to. I haven't, even though I've helped a lot of folks, I've never been in a situation where I could hear if it's written or could they actually have their vision altered. It's between you and the angels. But you can still see people whose schnoggins aren't working. You can still smell sage. Ask angels to bring it to you. If you're deaf, you should be able to hear full on. You should be able to even hear music. But it's what will you allow for? You know, what are you programmed about? What are you resisting? What do you think you know? Versus just pure openness, openness. Not my business. I can only bring a person to the picnic. Do they want to actually enjoy the picnic at all? The answer 50% of the time is no, go away. And wait a minute. And that same person's like, hey, let's do that picnic. Wait a week, wait 2 years. The person's completely opposite. I get all the flack in the world and I get yelled miracles at, and it's all cool. It just is human nature. And that's all of us trying to figure out what's going on in the dark in one giant flood, like Buddha said. 2 logs, each of us are holding onto a log, and we politely bump into each other in the middle of this flood at night. There's no lighting. What's the proper salutation from me to you or from you to me? Who knows? But I'm trying with these videos to reach out to folks and just remind you that if you can just take a breath, slow down, move your hand and see light coming off of it. Do Tai Chi. I don't know. But it's the one thing from City Slickers, or the one thing, Jack Palance. Did I say it right? Jack Valance, Palance. It's whatever you think it is. It's love. I'll give you a hint. When Geronimo, he's so cool. When Geronimo tells you to ride, don't look left, don't look right, don't look back, you're getting into your heart and you're embracing life. There's just people who figure it out are some of the best artists, some of the best business people. They care about their employees. 1 + 1 = 111 for them. Anything you touch becomes love and therefore success. The pinnacle of success is being here, nothing external. You could have 90 PhDs, 90 bestsellers in Amazon. You could be viewed as the world's foremost expert on science when it comes to the universe and not allow for aliens to exist, non-corporeal, energy-based or light-based life forms. You could just spend the next 20 years being total success in scientific circles, but not want to meet an Arcturian, a Pleiadian, an angel with the background from Pleiades, Mary, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, and so on. Okay, Geronimo, last photo of the day, and I'm signing off in a second. Here's Geronimo. Let him bring you one of those sacred 50 smells. I'm not lighting anything. I'm not lighting sage for you. Smell sweetgrass, sage, juniper, pine, desert pinion. You get the idea. Hear something from him, close your eyes. Hear a little bit of a Native American sound. Hear the wind. Feel a breeze on your nose, your forehead. No limits is no limits. He talks in a slang like the other 2 chiefs, Still Knife Red Shirt, formal, proper, yes, no. He's like, just do it, duh, you already know the answer. He's very matter of fact. He's awesome. He's action, dry wit humor, unconditional love, spirit guide, everybody's uncle, brother, father-like figure, just great advisor, like having an invisible board of directors. Let him do his job. Let Sai Baba do his job. Sri Kaleshwar, Mary, Jesus, Muhammad. I just do the introductions, try to get out of the way. And all right, last bit, positivity is abundance. You figure that out. Learn to take life really one moment at a time. Don't take yourself too seriously. And finally, here it is. You want a homework assignment? This is the worst. Nobody wants homework, but here it is. Sometimes the person next to you or a stranger just needs validation via love and compassion. A smile changes any moment. So too does laughter or a few kind words. Be compassionate to all. Do it. This is Michael André Ford in Texas. Hey, can you let somebody know about this channel? We're still in the 2,000 range for subscribers. I promise you, we have 212 shows booked into the end of April of 2025. I've got 9 months out. Why are all these people showing up on the show? Now, a lot of them don't know that they can meet angels, see angels, and so on, but they pretty quickly figure it out. They do it on the show a little bit. They at least take some baby steps. You can join the guest. It's towards the end of the show. So these are the types of shows you actually want to watch, not just once, but play it over. Catch the smell of sage. Put your hand up and feel the vibe. Ask a question. Get your legal pad out 2 days ahead of time. Write your 5 life questions down. Where do I look for a job? What do I say to so-and-so? How do I handle this? How can I make more money? How can I be more at peace? Then when it comes time in the show and you're watching the person do it, you do something. Be your own boss. Jump on the horse and ride, ride, ride. Don't look left. Don't look right. Don't look back. Don't hit a wall with the horse. Your heart's the horse. You got to figure all this stuff out. You're the only one who can do the figuring. This has been Michael André Ford in Texas, your American Angel Intuitive, but screw that. I'm your universal guide helping you realize how much the universe and all the universe can provide. You just have to get out of here, out of your own way, into your big heart, and allow with a capital A and a capital L in there for love. Have fun. Thank you very much.